Welcome back, everybody, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of AI, but we're going a little deeper than the headlines you see every day,
Yeah.
We're going to be exploring how this tech is actually being used.
Yeah.
Like, what does it mean for you and me?
Exactly.
Buckle up, because we're going to uncover how AI is, completely transforming things.
Yeah.
From how we get the news to how we fight climate change. It's going to be a wild ride, I think.
Yeah.
But AI is powerful, really powerful, and it's changing things so fast.
Yeah.
So I think we got to be both excited and thoughtful about it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm super excited to have you here with me today. You're an expert in all things AI. Can you tell our listeners a bit about yourself and what you do?
Well, I've spent the last decade researching and working with AI, and I'm fascinated by its potential to solve problems and make our lives better. But, of course, there are also risks and challenges that come with this technology, and that's something we need to be very mindful of.
Absolutely, yeah. So for this deep dive, we've got some pretty interesting source material. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure. We're looking at a recent report on what they call frontier AI. It's basically AI models that are, well, at the forefront of the field. And these models are so powerful that they have the potential to completely reshape industries,
Yep.
for good or for bad.
So not just automating things, it's actually creating new possibilities. What makes this frontier AI so different from, say, the AI chatbot that's trying to answer my customer service questions online?
It's really a matter of scale, I'd say.
Yeah.
Frontier AI can analyze huge, enormous data sets, way beyond what we could even imagine before. And it can learn these really complex patterns. And ultimately, it's making decisions that have actual real-world implications. And our source, it really emphasizes that with this level of power, we need serious regulation.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. We can't just let loose these super powerful AIs without any guardrails in place, right?
No.
So what kind of regulation are they proposing?
Well, they call for concrete standards, for how we develop AI ethically and safely. But it goes beyond just setting some guidelines. They actually propose some pretty specific things, like a mandatory registration for these powerful AI models, reporting on their capabilities, and even establishing ways to actually enforce these standards and hold developers accountable, if they don't follow the rules.
So it sounds like transparency is key here, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to know what these AIs can actually do and how they're being used. But let's get to some real-world examples. Where are we actually seeing this frontier AI showing up?
Well, one really fascinating example is in the world of journalism. There's this company called Channel One AI, and they're using AI to generate an entire TV network.
Whoa.
Really?
An entire network.
Yeah. Imagine tuning into the news and you see AI-generated news anchors, delivering the news that's been tailored to your specific interests, even presented in your local dialect by an avatar that, represents your culture.
Wow. That's next level personalization. That's pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
But also, I have so many questions. Could this AI ever actually replace human journalists? What about the potential for bias in AI-generated news?
Those are great questions. And those are definitely things we need to consider. While AI can deliver factual information, there's still the question of whether it can really replicate the nuances that a human journalist brings. The skepticism, the critical thinking, the ability to connect with viewers on an emotional level.
Yeah, there's that human element, right? It's hard to replace. Could it be used, though, as a tool to help journalists do their jobs better? Maybe free them up to focus on deeper reporting while AI handles the more basic news summaries.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's all about finding the right balance.
Yeah.
Using AI to enhance human capabilities, not replace them. Think of it as more like a partnership where AI can handle the data-heavy stuff.
Okay.
And humans can provide that analysis, the context, and the ethical considerations.
Okay, I like that idea. So AI could potentially help us stay informed in a more personalized and efficient way.
Right.
But still preserve that vital role that human journalists play. But what about, the potential for misuse?
Right.
We've already seen how those deepfakes, those AI-generated videos that look incredibly realistic, can be used to spread disinformation.
Yeah, that's a major concern, especially when you consider the impact on election integrity.
Right.
Imagine a world where AI can create convincing videos of political candidates, saying things that they never actually said, or even fabricating entire events. It could completely undermine our trust in anything we see or hear.
That's a scary thought. How do we protect ourselves against that kind of AI-powered manipulation, especially when it comes to something as important as our elections?
Well, the good news is that there are countermeasures being developed. Companies like Microsoft and Google, they're working on AI that can actually detect these
So
deepfakes.
they're training AI to spot the AI trickery.
Yeah, exactly. They're training algorithms to analyze videos and look for, subtle inconsistencies that might reveal the fakery.
So it's like an AI arms race
Yeah, kinda.
with good AI fighting against bad AI. But what about the legal and ethical implications here? Like, should social media platforms be held responsible for AI-generated fake news that spreads on their sites? And how do we balance free speech with the need to protect ourselves from disinformation?
Yeah, those are really tough questions. And honestly, there are no easy answers. It's going to require a multifaceted approach. We need technological solutions, but also legal frameworks, public education, and maybe most importantly, a healthy dose of critical thinking from all of us.
That makes sense. We need to become like way more discerning about the information we consume, learning to question what we see and hear, especially, in the digital world where things can be manipulated so easily. But let's shift gears for a bit and talk about how AI can be used for good. One area where I've seen a lot of promising developments is in the fight against climate change.
Yeah, that's a great example. AI is it's proving to be really valuable, for tackling some of the most pressing environmental challenges that we face. Like it can analyze satellite imagery, right? And that can help us monitor deforestation in real time, alerting authorities to illegal logging
So it's like
activities.
having like a watchful eye in the sky protecting our forests.
Yeah, exactly.
What other climate-related applications are out there?
Well, AI is also being used to optimize carbon capture systems. These systems are essential for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And by analyzing, vast amounts of data, AI can help us figure out the most efficient ways to capture and store that carbon, essentially cleaning up the mess that we've made.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. It seems like AI has the potential to really be a game changer when it comes to fighting climate change. But I imagine there are challenges and ethical considerations here as well.
Oh, absolutely. One concern is the energy consumption of these complex AI models.
Mhm.
Training and running them requires a lot of computational power, and that can actually contribute to carbon emissions if we're not careful. So, we need to make sure that our solutions are sustainable in the long run.
That's a really important point. We can't solve one problem by, creating another one. But
Yeah.
it's still encouraging to see AI being used in such a positive way,
Yeah.
helping us protect the planet for future generations.
Definitely. And I think it highlights the fact that, AI is ultimately a tool. It's up to us to decide how we use it and what kind of future we want to create with it.
Well said. And
Yeah.
speaking of creating the future, we haven't even touched on AI's role in accelerating drug discovery. From what I've heard, it's pretty mind-blowing.
It is. We're talking about AI that can predict protein structures, which is completely revolutionizing the way we understand diseases and develop new treatments.
Okay, I'm going to need a little more explanation on that one. Protein structures, what does it all mean? And how is AI involved?
So proteins, right? Think of them like tiny little machines. They're the things that make life possible, basically.
Okay.
They do all sorts of important things in our bodies,
Mm-hmm.
and their structure, their intricate three-dimensional shape is what determines how they interact with other molecules.
Okay, so like if we understand how these protein structures work, then we can figure out how to like design drugs that can interact with them in very specific ways
Yeah.
and maybe treat diseases more effectively.
Exactly. And that's exactly where AI comes in.
Oh,
Traditionally, figuring out that 3D structure of a protein, it was a really slow process,
yeah.
painstakingly slow. But now AI algorithms can analyze tons of data and predict those structures way faster. We could be talking years shaved off the drug development process.
Wow, that's incredible. It sounds like AI is opening up this whole new frontier in medicine, like
Mm.
potentially developing treatments for diseases that were once considered incurable. But like we discussed earlier, with any powerful technology, come ethical considerations.
Right.
What are some of the key concerns in this area?
Well, one really important thing is making sure these AI tools are used responsibly,
Right.
and that they don't just make existing inequalities worse. So, for example, we need to make sure the data that's used to train these AI models is diverse and representative of everyone. So we don't end up with, algorithms that are biased or disadvantage certain groups.
That's a really crucial point. We want to make sure that the benefits of AI-powered drug discovery are shared widely and equitably. And what about the role of human researchers in all of this? Like, will AI just replace scientists altogether?
I don't think so. I see it more as a powerful tool, something that can enhance and accelerate the work that scientists are already doing. But, human ingenuity, creativity, ethical judgment, those will always be essential
Okay.
to the scientific process.
That's reassuring to hear. It seems like the best approach is one where AI and human expertise kind of work together,
Yeah.
leveraging the strengths of both.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's shift gears one last time and talk about the bigger picture. We've explored the potential of AI in so many different fields,
Yeah.
but what are some of the overarching takeaways,
Hmm.
from this whole deep dive?
Well, I think one really key insight is that AI is not some futuristic concept anymore. It's a reality, and it's already having a huge impact on our world.
Yeah.
And this technology is just going to keep evolving,
Right. Yeah.
at this incredible pace. So we need to approach it with balance. We need to embrace the possibilities, but also be aware of the challenges.
Definitely. We need to be optimistic, but also, critical.
Yeah.
And maybe most importantly, we need to be active participants in shaping the future of AI.
Hmm.
We need to make sure it's used to create a world that benefits everyone.
Absolutely. We can't just sit back and let it happen to us.
Yeah.
We have to have these thoughtful conversations, make informed decisions, and really work together to guide this technology in the right direction.
Yep.
A direction that aligns with our values.
Well, this deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about. It's clear that AI is having a profound impact on our world.
Yeah,
And that impact is only going to grow in the years to come.
for sure. And as we keep, exploring these frontiers of AI, we need to do it responsibly, making sure that this technology benefits all of humanity.
That's a great point to end on. We've covered a lot of ground today, from AI's potential to transform journalism and safeguard elections to its role in tackling climate change and accelerating drug discovery.
And we've seen that while AI offers, so many opportunities, it also presents us with these really complex challenges, things that require careful consideration and thoughtful solutions.
It's a fascinating and rapidly evolving field, and it's one that we all need to be paying attention to, because ultimately the future of AI is in our hands.
It is. And I'd encourage everyone listening to stay curious, keep learning, and, keep engaging in the conversation. How can we shape this technology to make society better?
Well said. And on that note, it's time to wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another exploration of the frontiers of knowledge.
Yeah, it's really amazing, how AI is being used to understand these really complex biological processes. Like just this year, an AI model was used to develop a potential new drug for Alzheimer's disease. And, that's a condition that's just baffled researchers for decades.
That's incredible. It gives me hope that maybe we're on the verge of some major breakthroughs, for some of these really challenging diseases. But you mentioned those ethical considerations. What are some of the key concerns?
Well, one really important thing is making sure that, these powerful AI tools are used responsibly and that they don't make existing inequalities worse, for
Yeah.
example. We got to be careful about the data sets that are used to train these models, make sure they're diverse and representative so we don't end up with algorithms that have biases built in or disadvantage certain groups of people.
That's a crucial point. We want to make sure that the benefits of AI-powered drug discovery are shared widely and equitably. And what about the role of human researchers in all of this? Is AI going to replace scientists altogether?
I don't think so. I really see AI more as a powerful tool, to enhance and accelerate the work that scientists are already doing. But human ingenuity and creativity, ethical judgment, all of that, that's always going to be essential to this scientific process.
That's reassuring. It seems like the best approach is one where AI and human expertise work together, kind of, leveraging the strengths of both.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But let's shift gears one last time
Right.
and talk about the bigger picture. We've explored AI's potential in all these different fields, but what are some like overarching takeaways from this whole deep dive?
I think one key insight is that AI isn't, it's not some futuristic concept anymore. Like, it's a reality. And it's already changing our world in some really profound ways. And, this technology, it's evolving, like, at an unprecedented pace.
Yeah.
So it's critical that we approach it with this balanced perspective, embrace the possibilities, but also, be aware of the challenges.
Absolutely. We need to be optimistic,
Right.
but also, critical, and maybe most importantly, we need to be active participants,
Yeah.
in shaping the future of AI, making sure that it's used to create a world that benefits everyone.
I couldn't agree more. We can't, just sit back and let AI happen to us.
Yeah.
We need to have these thoughtful conversations, make informed decisions, and really work together to guide this technology in a direction that aligns with our values.
Well, this deep dive has definitely been a thought-provoking journey. It's really highlighted, the incredible potential of AI, but also the importance of responsible development, and deployment.
Absolutely. And as we continue to explore the frontiers of AI, we have to do it with a sense of, shared responsibility. We have to make sure that this transformative technology is used to create a future that's both innovative and equitable.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of AI.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this exploration. And we encourage you to, keep learning, keep questioning, keep engaging in the conversation. How can we shape the future of this incredible technology? Until next time.